2-point game. Here comes Westbrook. Off to Adams. Westbrook corner. George for the lead. What a comeback. They're going to take a look at it and make sure it was a three. Westbrook got the assist. It is a three.
Absolutely.
They've got the...
And the Thunder, down one, have a timeout. They're not going to use it. George with 5. George drives over Gobert. It's good with 0.8 of a second left to give the Thunder a 1-point lead. Timeout, Utah.
And that's why you don't call a foul not a foul, but a timeout right there. You have your best player on the floor right now with the basketball, with obviously an advantage. Paul George coming up big time, double overtime.
An MVP caliber shot by an MVP candidate, split into doubles and then over one of the best shots.
Over to Reggie Jackson, 5 seconds left, 28 in the game, and a step back three by Paul George is the backbreaker now.
Ferguson going to inbound for OKC. You got to think Paul George has to get a touch at some point, and he does. The three ball quickly, got it, and one! My George! Paul on the job! Incredible!
Now, let me tell you, what a game he has played here in the second half. Now, watch him come off there he comes off the screen, and then he goes up right away. You say, well, what happened? Butler was a half a step back. Why? Because the screen is a big screen by Adams. Now you still have to make the shot. That was an incredibly great shot.
Clutch. Paul George now throws.
Lou to Paul George, curling, catching. Oh, damn! The Clippers take a 1-point lead.
The genius of Doc Rivers. Out of timeout plays, into the game plays. Did a great job. We talked about Paul George didn't need to put it down on the ground with Chris Paul. Well, how about coming off of a down screen for a quick, tight curl? Not for 2, for 3. What about the timing of this play? Slip the pick and roll. What a play right there drawn up by Doc.
Schroeder, the trigger man, gets it in for Westbrook. 1-point game. Westbrook tosses. George, pump fake. 3 on the way. Yes! Paul George nails it. The Thunder go in front with 3 seconds to play. Paul George has come up huge for OKC. Timeout Nets.
And it was only a 1-point deficit for the Oklahoma City Thunder, but you saw the patience of George as Allen Crabbe ends up closing out on him hard. But watch it play. Comes into Russell Westbrook and just a quick slip there by Paul George over to the wing. Knocks down the 3-point.
George will look to throw in. West. Back to George. Down to 5 seconds. Ball's deflected away. West. George fires for the tie. He's got it! George with a 3-pointer to tie the game with 0.7 of a second remaining, and Miami calls for time.
Oh, what a shot by Paul George. It looked like Miami Heat was switching everything, and he got caught in between Haslam and LeBron James and decided just to raise up and take the 3.
I thought George should have taken Udonis Haslam off the dribble and shot a 3 4 seconds before that. He elected to try to run the play out. And great play from David West. Little dribble handoff there. Smart play. Paul George so tall and long, he can get the shot over the top of anybody.